If you're a mother who prefers the privacy of a nursing cover, you'll appreciate this new, stylish version. The shawl style provides coverage without drawing unwanted attention. An added bonus? It can do double duty as a car seat cover. It's a must-have for on-the-go moms. This tutorial was sponsored by allfreesewing.com. Select a 60-inch knit fabric for this project. You want it to be lightweight, but make sure it isn't too sheer. You'll need a total of 1 3/8 yard for this project. Begin by folding the yard of fabric in half so it's 30 inches long. I chose to cut my fabric to 30 inches wide at this point, but it's probably best to wait until you've finished sewing. That way you can try on the garment and decide just how much coverage you'd like before you cut. So your piece of folded fabric should be 30 by 36 inches. We're going to cut a neck hole that's 10 inches wide on the fold. So measure 13 inches from the left side and mark, then mark again at 23 inches. Again, I chose to cut my fabric first, so my measurements are a little different. Lay the folded fabric on a hard surface and sketch a neckline between the two marks. The trick to making a cowl neck is that the front neckline needs to be deeper than the back neckline. The front should be about 5 inches deep. Be careful to only cut through the top layer of fabric. The back neckline should be about 2.5 inches deep. Find the circumference of the neck opening by measuring with a flexible measuring tape. Follow the curves carefully to get an accurate measurement. Then add 1 inch for seams. Cut the 1/4 yard piece of fabric to the neck opening measurement. Fold the fabric in half widthwise, right sides together, and sew along the short end to make a tube. Use a ballpoint needle and a zigzag stitch for best result. Set the cowl piece aside so we can make the ruffle. This is optional, but I think it adds some interest to the garment. Ruffle the 1/8 yard strip of fabric by sewing with the basting stitch. Leave the thread long and do not backstitch. Adjust the ruffle by pulling on the threads. Pin to the garment. You may trim the excess fabric if it's too long. I pinned mine off-center for an asymmetrical look. Sew in place with a straight stitch. Now we'll add the cowl neck. Fold the two-piece in half, wrong sides together. With the garment right side out, lay the raw edge of the cowl piece inside of the neckline and pin, overlapping the fabrics by about 1/2 inch. Line up the seam of the cowl with the shoulder area. When you're finished pinning, it will look like a turtleneck. Sew the fabrics together using a zigzag stitch. Sew directly over the raw edge of the fabric for a cleaner finish. Fold the cowl neck down. I like to add a single stitch to tack down a couple spots on the cowl to help it keep its shape without having to fuss with it every time I put it on. Finally, add decorative buttons to the ruffle strip. Now you can try on the nursing cover and trim it widthwise as needed. Be sure to cut an even amount of fabric from both sides. To wear, just slide the cover over your head. The cowl neck is wide enough to not mess up your hair. The stretchy neckline also makes it easy to peek at baby. When baby falls asleep, tuck him into his car seat and drape the cover on top for an undisturbed nap time. This multifunctional cover is so handy when you're away from home. This stylish nursing cover tutorial was sponsored by allfreesewing.com. To see written instructions, as well as hundreds of other projects, please visit my website, madebymarzipan.com.